Hi everyone, Jim Rizoli here. I thought you would like to see a video that I found very interesting. This actually comes from a 10-part series of a video called Europa, the Last Battle. This is actually number 2 of the series, which I encourage all of you to watch, especially number 8, which deals with my favorite topic, the Holocaust, but I won't be talking about that in this video here. So definitely see if you can look up on YouTube, Europa, the Last Battle, and there's 10 in the series. Well, this one has to do with a topic. You ever wonder why the United States is in such a bad condition today, morally? People seem to be demoralized with what's going on, especially in the government, how nothing seems to get better. People's morals have definitely gone downhill to a degree that we have actually homosexuals in public office today, running a lot of different departments here and there. And you just say, how can this happen? How could we have gotten to this state? Well, it's not something that happened in a matter of a month or 2 months. This happened over a period of 20 or 30 years. And it actually started after the end of World War II, and particularly dealing with the United States. But it actually even goes before that. But anyway, this video, I cut only about 6 or 7 minutes out of it. And this Russian fellow, he is was part of the KGB at one time, because they actually were instrumental in bringing their communist thoughts to the United States. And again, you don't bring a country down from outside coming in, you bring a country down from within. And he explains exactly how it's done, which is fascinating, because a lot of people, they don't understand, why we are where we are today. But it's a very simple plan. It's a psychological warfare type of plan that actually undermines the morality of a country and brings it down to the low places that it is now. So hopefully you will enjoy this video and think about it and spread it to your friends or whoever you think might enjoy it or want to watch it. All right, I'm Jim Rizoli. I want to thank you for listening to me anyway. And don't forget to go to my website, ccfiile.com, and you can see some of the things that I published there. Thank you. Bye now.
Ideological and cultural subversion is a subtle, gradual, and persistent undermining internally of another group's values, strength, and ways of life, with the aim of making them vulnerable. This is the strategy that the communists used when they infiltrated and took over societies from within, starting with Germany. The 4 stages of subversion are demoralization, destabilization, crisis, and normalization.
The Soviets use the phrase ideological subversion. What do they mean by it?
Ideological subversion is the process which is legitimate, overt, and open. You can see it with your own eyes. All you have to do, all American mass media has to do, is to unplug their bananas from their ears, open up their eyes, and they can see it. Only about 15% of time, money, and manpower is spent on espionage as such. The other 85% is a slow process which we call either ideological subversion or active measures, активные мероприятия in the language of the KGB, or psychological warfare. What it basically means is to change the perception of reality of every American to such an extent that despite of the abundance of information, no one is able to come to sensible conclusions in the interests of defending themselves, their families, their community, and their country. It's a great brainwashing process which goes very slow, and it's divided in 4 basic stages. The first one being demoralization. It takes from 15 to 20 years to demoralize a nation. Why that many years? Because this is the minimum number of years which requires to educate one generation of students in the country of your enemy, exposed to the ideology of the enemy. In other words, Marxism-Leninism ideology is being pumped into the soft heads of at least 3 generations of American students without being challenged or counterbalanced by the basic values of Americanism, American patriotism. The demoralization process in the United States is basically completed already. For the last 25 years, actually it's overfulfilled, because demoralization now reaches such areas where previously not even Comrade Andropov and all his experts would even dream of such a tremendous success. Most of it is done by Americans to Americans, thanks to lack of moral standards. As I mentioned before, exposure to true information does not matter anymore. A person who was demoralized is unable to assess true information. The facts tell nothing to him. Even if I shower him with information, with authentic proof, with documents, with pictures, even if I take him by force to the Soviet Union and show him concentration camp, he will refuse to believe it until he is going to receive a kick in his fat bottom. When a military boot crashes his, then he will understand, but not before that. That's the tragic of the situation of demoralization. So the next stage is destabilization. This time, subverter does not care about your ideas and the patterns of your consumption. Whether you eat junk food and get fat and flabby, it doesn't matter anymore. This time, and it takes only from 2 to 5 years to destabilize a nation, what matters is essentials: economy, foreign relations, defense systems. And you can see it quite clearly that in some areas, in such sensitive areas as defense and economy, the influence of Marxist-Leninist ideas in the United States is absolutely fantastic. I could never believe it 14 years ago when I landed in this part of the world, that the process will go that fast. The next stage, of course, is crisis. It may take only up to 6 weeks to bring a country to the verge of crisis. You can see it in Central America now. And after crisis, with a violent change of power, structure, and economy, you have so-called the period of normalization. It may last indefinitely. This is what will happen in the United States if you allow all these schmucks to bring the country to crisis, to promise people all kind of goodies and the paradise on earth, to destabilize your economy, to eliminate the principle of free market competition, and to put a big brother government in Washington, D.C., who will promise lots of things, never mind whether the promises are fulfillable or not. Your leftists in the United States, all these professors and all these beautiful civil rights defenders, they are instrumental in the process of the subversion only to destabilize the nation. When their job is completed, they are not needed anymore. They know too much. Some of them, when they get disillusioned, when they see that Marxist-Leninists come to power, obviously they get offended. They think that they will come to power. That will never happen, of course. They will be lined up against the wall and shot. Lie, 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 lie.